guys, and welcome back to your one room schoolhouse. If you are new here, my name is Mary Barfield and I'm a homeschooling mama to a first grader and a third grader. And today, the day I'm filming this video, is New Year's Eve, and I thought this would be the perfect time to film a December homeschool update for you guys, what we got up to over the last month. So if you watched my December update from last year, you know that we like to take things easier around December. It's the end of the year. We have done quite a bit of school already and are ready for a little bit of a break, but we don't like to take a full break. My kids thrive on routine. If they're left to their own devices too much, they kind of become feral. And I think that the sentiment is consistent across the homeschooling community, because all of my friends who homeschool are like, we've got to get back to school. It's nuts over at my house. So same thing happens in our home. So what I found that we can do around December timeframe is we pause all of our curriculum except for math for the first 2 weeks of December. We only do it the first 2 weeks. And then on top of math, what we do is a fun literature unit. So last year we did Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So this year we went ahead and did Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets as our unit. Now these unit guides are from Forest Rain Wanderer. I'm gonna put her Etsy shop down below for you guys if you wanna go check her out. She's actually just finishing up the third book, The Prisoner of Azkaban. I cannot wait to check it out. So that should be released soon. So if you're looking for the first 3 books, she's got them for you, and she's gonna, from my understanding, keep working on them and have all 7 books for you guys. And the reason that we pause everything else in our curriculum is because this unit is pretty robust. I'm not going to go into a full review on this. I'll do that not next video, but the video after. I'll do a full review on this because it deserves its own video. There's a lot in it. But the reason we pause everything else is because this has language arts, it has science, it has nature, it has cartography. You're doing main lesson notebooking and narrations and all sorts of stuff. So it's its own curriculum on its own if you really want it to be. So that's why we only keep going with math, because it doesn't have math, of course. So the first 2 weeks we did math and then this unit. The third week of December for curriculum, all we did was continue with Harry Potter. And since the third week of December is the week literally right before Christmas, we even pull back a little bit on what we do from this guide. We don't do all of the language arts. We just do the copy work and then a narration notebook entry. After each chapter, I have the girls put in a little drawing and then write a little bit about what they remember from that chapter. And then we may or may not do the extra activities because we really try to take it slow. We year-round school, so we take a lot of breaks frequently, but December is one of those times that I like to take a larger break. We take off the whole week of Christmas, so we had all that week off, and then this week, New Year's Eve, we just finished up the last few chapters we needed to for Harry Potter because there were a few that we had left to do. I don't like to do school during Christmas week, but they really have nothing else to do, so they're better off if we do something like this that's fun but a little educational than just being left to their own devices completely. Beyond curriculum, we had a really nice December. It was really relaxed and chill. It's exactly what we needed. It's exactly what I needed. I have not been feeling well for the last half of this year between my Hashimoto's and another issue I've been dealing with from a health perspective these last 2 months. I've been kind of through the ringer a little bit. I am so ready for 2026 to get here and leave 2025 in the dust from a health perspective. Beyond my health, it was a really good year. It's just when you are the mom and the homeschool teacher and you're not feeling well and you're not able to do a lot of things you normally like to do, it really impacts every aspect of your life and your kiddos' lives. So I am ready to leave that all behind me. And 2026 is looking like it's going to be a much better year from a health perspective. I still have a few more doctors and specialists to go to consistently and do some therapies, but I am like 90% back to who I was. We're almost there. But with that, I thought it was important to take a lot of downtime at Christmas. I took off from posting on YouTube for the last 2 weeks of this past calendar year, which was really important to me to get that time back, spend with my kiddos, enjoy my husband, all that stuff. But because I had so much downtime, I actually used it to do a lot more research and digging in for not just the rest of this half of this school year, but also for next school year. If you've been watching my recent videos, I've been doing kind of a I guess it's a series of videos doing long-term planning for homeschooling. And if you watch those, you know that I'm considering a few different history options for next year. And just giving you guys a heads up, I'm not really loving anything 100%. Now, I know that there's no perfect curriculum out there, but like, I can't seem to find exactly what I want in the ones that I talked to you guys about. Guest Hollow, Beautiful Feet, they're all wonderful programs, but I'm trying to find the one that fits our family. I even went as far as to start kind of trying to figure out if I could put together my own Charlotte Mason inspired DIY history, like putting literally my own curriculum together. I actually kind of feel like I had a pretty good idea, but then I was like, this is just so much work. And a little spoiler, I think I'm going to go in a different direction than the curriculums I have talked to you guys about in these most recent videos after having that time to sit with everything and really deep dive and look through everything and imagine how would this work for our family. I'm not quite ready to talk to you guys about what I am planning, potentially planning. I haven't committed 100% yet. But I think I'll probably be ready to do so maybe in the February timeframe. I'll start talking to you guys about really like potentially what I think I'm going to do for next year. I just need to sit with it a little bit more and just really flesh out everything before I start kind of talking to y'all about it. But if we do go this route, I'm pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. But more to come. I don't want to like tease y'all about it. I just want to take a little bit more time to figure out how I want to do it, what I'm going to implement, all that stuff. But we'll get there. I promise. I'll share it with you guys in February. Beyond looking towards next year, I've also been thinking about things that we can do differently or better for the rest of this school year, right? We still got another half of the school year to go, so we don't want to dip out of this year yet. So I actually am going to bring in something neat with the girls starting actually tomorrow, January 1st, we're going to start it. We have not really been the best at doing nature study, I will say, for the last couple of years. And we have really not done it at all this year. We're really good about nature lore. We love our nature lore. We're pretty decent about going for walks, nature walks and nature hikes. We're outdoors a lot, and also with some of our homeschool groups we're a part of, we're out in nature. And then when we get home, we're pretty good about doing a nature journal entry. But we're not the best at like actually doing a consistent nature study, if that makes sense. And I was watching a video from Simple Wonders. I'll link her channel down below. She's been so wonderful to watch. She's got amazing videos that all about Charlotte Mason, specifically if you're a Charlotte Masoner. And she had this wonderful idea, which I'm gonna implement starting tomorrow, of using these large monthly planner spreads. They're blank months. I think there's 13 month calendars in here. And then in the back, just so you know, there's a couple of sheets for taking notes and such like that. And then it's this card craft, I don't know, craft paper is what they call it, I think. So I got a pack of 2. They come in a 1-pack or a 2-pack, and I got one for each of my girls. And what we're gonna do is every morning before we start anything else, we're gonna come to the table together after breakfast. We're gonna sit down with this, and we're gonna open it up to the first calendar. And in the corner, because it's undated, so this will be really good for my youngest daughter to work on our calendar skills, we're gonna put the month that we're in up here, and then let's say, what's tomorrow? It's tomorrow, Thursday? Tomorrow's my Thursday, so we'll put a 1 in the top corner of here, and in this box, my girls are going to do one of a few things. I haven't nailed this down yet. I kind of wanted to talk to them and see what they wanted to do first. We're either gonna draw the weather, write down the sunset and sunrise, which I think would be perfect since winter solstice just happened. So they'll be able to see how the day is getting longer as, you know, time goes on. And then if we continue this for the whole year, which is what I plan, then when we hit the summer equinox or the summer solstice, it'll start to get shorter, right? If we continue doing that, I think that'd be great for them to see that, putting the temperature, the lows and the highs. Another thing that I thought we could do, and we don't have to do this every month, but for 1 month at least this year, what I would like to do is have them track the moon phases so they can see over time how the moon changes, the waxing and waning of the moon. I thought that'd be a really neat nature study. I just want them to hone in on something that they can do daily that doesn't take a lot of time, but is going to sharpen their observation skills when it comes to the natural world around them. If there's anything that you can think of else that we could put in here, because I know this is not a new concept, I've seen this before, but I don't know, something about the way Simple Wonders presented it, I was like, oh, I could totally do this. If there's anything else that you can think of that maybe we could track, I would love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments. Please let me know. I'm pretty excited about this. I already told the girls about it and they're really pumped. They're like, this is cool, Mom. So I'm gonna use my Cricut and put their names on each of these so that they don't get their monthly planners mixed up. The second thing that we're going to be doing differently for the second half of this year that I came up with in December is we are actually going to go back to combining my girls for science. If you've been following me, you know that we have traditionally done science as a collective group subject, but this year I decided to separate them. And if I'm being honest, this year science has probably been our worst year yet with science. And I'm thinking it's because I separated them. But also we went off the beaten path. The last 2 years we have done Blossom and Root, and that has just been so great for us. And we tried something different this year, and it's just not as good as what the last 2 years have brought us. Hello. Hi. Sage is joining us for the rest of this video, I guess. So what I decided to do is I decided to combine my girls' two sciences together, but I kind of did this Frankenstein amalgamation. Y'all, I don't even know how I came up with this, but I did, and I think it's gonna work pretty good, so cross your fingers. But I put together a schedule of how I'm going to combine the two sciences for them together. So my oldest is currently doing elemental sciences biology for grammar years, and that's kind of been a flop for both of us. So I'm going to actually pull from it just the human body unit. It's 10 weeks of learning about the human body. And then I'm also going to combine it with my youngest daughter, who's actually been doing really well with her science. It's just not having them together has kind of been, it's just not as good. It's just not as fun. So she's at present about to start Wind and Waves from The Good and the Beautiful's Little Hearts and Hands, but that's a little too young for my oldest daughter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Little School of Smiths, Me and My Place in Space unit to help beef up some of the units we're going to do from it. For the science or the space science that we're gonna do from Wind and Waves, because a good chunk of it is all about outer space. And then there's some units on physics and engineering, but long story short, here, I'm gonna show you what I came up with. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all, let me fix the blinds. Hopefully that didn't make it too dark, but at least you don't have to deal with the lines going across my face anymore. So I kind of came up, here's my table of contents. So you'll see we're gonna do basically a human body unit. That's gonna be pulled from elemental science. We're gonna do a physics unit. These are some of the lessons pulled from Wind and Waves. We're gonna do a space unit, which is a mixture of Wind and Waves and using Little School of Smiths. And then there's an engineering unit at the bottom that we're gonna do. So I've written it all out. I literally looked at both programs. I looked at elemental science, The Good and the Beautiful, and Little School of Smiths, because I already had that. I just didn't get around to doing it. So I was like, oh, perfect, we can pull it out. And I've literally kind of created step-by-step what lesson is gonna be what. It's gonna get us through the end of the school year. We'll do 2 lessons per week, and it should hopefully work out pretty well. I talked to the girls about it, and they were so pumped. They're like, we get to do science together again? I was like, yeah. And Charlie's like, I get to learn about the human body, and Emery's like, I get to learn about space and all that stuff. So they're very excited to be coming back together. We're kind of basically doing our own version of like science unit studies for the rest of the school year, but I feel like it's gonna work. I don't know. I'll report back. Cross your fingers it does. I don't know. This might be the worst idea I've ever had, but it's the best way I can figure to salvage the rest of the school year for science. Last but not least, the third thing that we are going to be doing differently or implementing new for the rest of the school year is a spelling program that we're going to try out for my oldest daughter. So if you've been watching those recent videos I talked about for our long-term homeschool planning, for next year, I was like, I think I want to bring in something for spelling for my oldest, but I really couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. There was a few that were on my list to look at. You guys gave me some really great suggestions as well. And I ended up on something that nobody talked about, of course. And it's actually all thanks to Nicole over at the Mindful Homeschooler. She recommended I check out the Modern Speller. And she has a whole video on this. I'll link it down below for you guys to go check it out. I looked at the free file for this because this is an older book. Its copyright has expired and it's on the public domain, so you can just go and print it off if you want to. I'll actually link it down below for y'all to go check it out. So book 1 has spelling in here for students in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. There's a book 2 that is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for spelling too. So if this goes well, we can take it all the way through 8th grade if we want to. Now, when Nicole told me about this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely perfect. This makes my heart so happy, specifically my Charlotte Mason heart, because all it is copywork and dictation. Literally, it's all, like, Charlotte Mason would love this. So we're gonna start her next week. In third year, second half, we're going to start with this first passage, and that we're going to do copy work with this. We'll do dictation. We can do a little spelling words if we want to, if she's having trouble with any of those. But I think this is going to be absolutely perfect. It fits our, we lean heavily towards Charlotte Mason. This fits my pedagogy really well, and it also fits what works for my daughters. A lot of the spelling programs I was looking at were just either traditional lists where it's like you drill and kill and you memorize them for the test and then you forget. I'm of the mindset that I think if your student reads a lot, that will help support and build a really strong speller. But I also really believe in copywork and dictation. This is why Charlotte Mason is my jam. So another program I was looking at was Spelling You See. And they kind of operate under the realm of the Charlotte Mason narration, dictation, copy work, right? But when I did the spelling placement for her, it placed her in level D. And I went and looked at level D. And the words were going to be too easy for her. But on top of that, it wasn't just that they were too easy. The copywork passages were so long. She would have gotten very frustrated with that. And I think it wouldn't have helped her build stronger spelling skills. And then I was like, let me look at E and F. And I don't know, it didn't feel like it was going to be the right fit for her. And then that's when Nicole, I was talking to her about it because she's one of my friends. She was like, listen, if you're looking for something like Spelling You See, but you want something that's a little bit maybe more level age appropriate, she goes, check out The Modern Speller. She talked to me about it. I went and watched her video too that she had on this, and I was like, this is exactly what I need. And on top of that, it's free because it is an older book. The copyright has expired on this, so it's free on the public domain. I'll link it down below if you guys want to go check it out. Go watch Nicole's video on it. She does a great job doing an overview on it. And then you can click on my link and download it and print it off yourself too. That's all I did. I just printed it off and bound it. And we'll be able to use this for Emery, but we'll also be able to use this for Charlotte. You'll see I have a tab here that says Charlotte and then Emery. So Charlotte, I'm going to start her, if this goes well with Emery, I'm going to start Charlotte on this next year, but we're not going to do dictation. We're just going to do copy work from here. So that this will be another source for her daily copy work that we can pull from, which I think is great. On top of it, I love that the passages are really high dictation. It's rich in literature. A lot of these are often quotes from people, so we can like look up people if we're interested to learn more about them. They teach you how to write a proper letter in here. There's some random like language arts types questions, which I think will be fun to kind of throw in there as well. It's just chef's kiss, y'all. I am so excited to try this out. I tried like 2 lessons with Emery and she was like, I love this. This is great. Let's do this. I was like, perfect. So I'll let you know how that goes for the rest of the school year. If it goes great, we'll just continue this into next year and start the 4th year copy work and dictation in here. So with all that free time and downtime we've had the last couple of weeks, I didn't just do planning for this second half of the school year and next year. I also started really looking to 2026. What did I want our year to look like? What did I want my life to be like? Our homeschool, our family, all that stuff. And so I really sat with that the last couple of days as we're coming up to 2026 happening tomorrow, at least as of the time I'm filming this. And I really did some soul searching and thinking, and I realized that I came up with some measurable goals, but more so there's just things that I want to do to create the vision of the family life, the homeschool life, everything that I want, right? For me, I want to feed my soul more this next year. I have not really prioritized me health-wise, mentally, physically, and just any me time really. I used to have hobbies. I don't do hobbies anymore. So for me, a lot of that comes down to I want to set up a really good morning routine for myself now that I'm starting to feel better. I can wake up earlier now and I can do my morning routine like I used to. I haven't been doing that lately just because I've been feeling so terrible, honestly. In the mornings, I'm going to be doing my movement, my stretches, any exercise that I can at this point, and that'll ramp up as I start to feel better. I want to prioritize doing some educational reading in the morning. I'm actually planning, I don't have it with me. I'll put a picture here. My first self-educational read is going to be Know and Tell by Karen Glass. It's actually on my iPad. I don't have it in here. Nope, I don't. And alongside that, I'm going to continue reading. My personal fun read right now is Sunrise on the Reaping, which isn't necessarily fun. I'm about like 20% through right now. It's not fun because it's the Hunger Games prequel. It's about Haymitch. If you're familiar with the Hunger Games, it's his story of when he's in the Quarter Quell and goes into the ring, into the, oh my gosh, what do they call it? Not the ring. Into the games. I'm just going to say the games. It's really good so far. I finished up last week, what is it called? Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, which is Snow's prequel. We learn all about Snow. He was bad from the beginning, y'all. Just not as bad as he is in the Hunger Games. Ugh, his story is so interesting though to read. It was really good. You should read it if you haven't read any of the prequels to the Hunger Games. Read them; they're really good. So I'm gonna read this to kick off. I'm gonna finish this as my first entertainment read of 2026. I'm gonna read Know and Tell. I am going to go back and give Charlotte Mason Home Education Volume 1 another try. I got halfway through it and then set it down because just life. I just started not feeling well. You know, all the health stuff started kicking up in the summer this past year, and I just didn't get through it. I am going to finish this book. It is like my number one mission, but I'm going to do it after Know and Tell. I really want to read through Know and Tell because I feel like there's things in there that I can learn right now that are pertinent to our homeschool at present. So I feel like that's more time sensitive. I have a slew of other books that I want to read that are self-educational or entertaining or just really strong literature that I want to read. I want to start painting again. My husband actually didn't know that this is one of my goals, and for Christmas he bought me these beautiful paint by numbers with acrylic paints, and one is the Hogwarts Starry Night because I love, if you can't tell, I love Harry Potter. There's a puzzle over there and a puzzle over there. I have a lot of Harry Potter stuff in my office. But one is the Starry Night, but it's Hogwarts Castle and the Starry Night's in the background. It is so cool. I've started painting it, and I'm just gonna make time daily for reading, painting, healthy movement for myself. I want to nourish my mind, my body, my soul. This is very important to me. On top of that, I want to do more activities with my family as a whole. I want to travel more this year now that our puppy is no longer a puppy and he can actually come along with us, or if we need to, we can put him in boarding. But most of the time we like to take the dogs with us if we can. I want us to camp more this year. We didn't go camping at all last year, which really stunk. And the girls and I love to go camping. So we're going to make that a priority this year. I just want to be more intentional, and that includes with my homeschool, which I don't want to get into this too much because this might spoil what we're planning, you know, what my potential picks are for next school year with our curriculum. But let's just say I really want to lean into making what I know works for us work and taking out all the other curriculum noise. I was talking with my friends Ashley from Crazy Brave Homeschool and Nicole from the Mindful Homeschooler. I was telling them, I feel like, you know how some people talk about how there's food noise in their brain when they're having issues with eating, whether it's their, you know, they're just not sure what to eat because they're told, hey, air is bad for you now. Don't drink water. Don't drink too much. Don't drink too little. Eggs are bad. You know, vegan is bad. It's like there's so much food noise out there. There's also a lot of curriculum noise out there. And as a YouTuber, I feel like I am even more privy to it because I'm so enwrapped in it on YouTube that I need to just shut out everything and listen to my heart and move forward with that for next year. And even if I've purchased things for next year, just say it's okay. It was money well worth spending because you got to look at the curriculum and realized it wasn't for you. Move on to what you know you want to do. So I'm taking that kind of tenacity into 2026 and making sure our family, our homeschool, me, everything is going in the direction that I know I want to go, okay? So you might be seeing a different side of me moving forward. I don't know, but that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling empowered to just be myself and stop listening to other people and thinking, oh, what if, but FOMO, you know, all that stuff. FOMO is so real in the homeschool world. I I love social media and I hate it all at the same time. I feel like I wouldn't know about half the things I know about if it weren't for social media, but I feel like I may have been a little bit more grounded in my curriculum choices and in my homeschooling techniques from the beginning if I didn't have social media, if you know what I mean. I don't know if this is making sense, but I just feel like at this point, I need to start just being myself and not worry about it. And lean into what I know works for us and take everything else out. That's really what it comes down to, is also taking out the extras, because that's what I think is killing my homeschool a little bit right now. So with all that being said, I am really excited for 2026. I'm excited to have a much healthy, happier, fun year with my family. I am excited to see what the rest of this school year looks like. My girls are growing up so fast at this point. It's just incredible to me. Soccer season is going to be starting soon. Oh my gosh, y'all, time flies by way too fast. But with that, we had a really great Christmas. We got to see tons of family. We got to enjoy each other's company. We got to open up, well, most of the kids got to open up a lot of presents. They have tons of Barbies now. Santa brought them a Barbie house, and it is literally all they play with every day. It's actually been really good. On top of that, all they've been doing this break is literally watercolor painting from sunrise to sunset. I swear, like, my poor kitchen table is just splattered with watercolor. I figure I can wipe it down later, it's fine. But they're really getting into watercolor painting. They found a lot of great videos that are tutorials, and they've made some beautiful watercolor paintings, y'all. Like, I'm really impressed with their abilities right now. So that's something we will definitely be continuing into 2026. I really want to continue to invest in that. If that's something that they really like to do, I really want to foster their love of watercoloring. Let's keep going. But yeah, it's just been a really good break. It was the break we needed. It was very insightful for me to be able to take this time and just look inward, and then also do a lot of research and decide what I want to do for the rest of the school year and for the rest of our homeschooling. So if you guys have any questions, leave those down below in the comments. I love talking to y'all down there. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all. Are we doing this? Yeah? Do we make a video? I love you.